Once upon a time, there was a girl named Dorothy. And she had to go fight against the darkness.
Wayne lives inside of me, and I think I keep saying that I feel like he kind of is my father.
I just want to play floor hockey in my socks with Scotty again and watch Real Housewives.
I know.
Well, I grew up from Minnesota, and so Fargo is this, movie that means so much to my state. And then getting the audition, I was just excited to read those words. I did the self-tape, and then I sent it in thinking, that was a great experience just to do the tape. And then I got a few adjustments. I did the tape again, and then met with Noah for 20 minutes on a Zoom. Got off it, being like, I don't know. And then didn't hear for 2 weeks, and then got the call. And then, to go to Calgary and see Minnesota license plates and Minnesota state flag, and just to see the map of Minnesota up on the wall, all these places that I know so well, my aunt lives here. I went to a camp like around here. Like, it was a very surreal kind of coming home moment to do it.
The thing I love most about Fargo, the series in general, is that it takes all of these it teases you with all these Easter eggs from either the original or from other Coen Brothers movies. And it goes, you think we're going to go in this direction, but we're actually going to flip it entirely. What was the most satisfying sort of element of this that is either a mirror or a reflection of the original?
I mean, there's some small details. You'll see in episode 7, we literally took a shot exactly of what Jerry was doing in a scene to start a scene off. He's coloring in, those that. He's coloring on his pad. And I was like, what if we started with that shot of we just kind of watched the movie and we're like, what can we pick little moments of, those are the fun little Easter eggs. But then even the sense of good, to try to understand how humans can be good and love their families and also be extremely violent. And for me, all these Fargo seasons are often fables, and that's all comes from that first movie, of this idea of Marge Gunderson being like, y'all want money so bad, but it's nice out.
And it's a beautiful day.
And that idea of seeing her pregnant with her husband who wants to be a painter, humans can be that, and humans can also put people in wood chippers, and those themes are also really important in this season and every season. But so the themes of the movie, but also very, very fun little specifics that we tried to steal from them, not steal, but honor in the movie as well. Sometimes the good guys win, sometimes the bad guys win. You know what I mean? It's real.
In what way has sort of improv found its way into either your process or has helped you get to where you are?
Great question. Improv changed me as an actor fundamentally. Before improv, I was trying to be right all the time. I was trying to learn the lines and just have this idea of what it should be in my head and try to do that thing. And then improv came around. You get up on that stage and you fail a lot, especially at the beginning. And you realize that all the things you plan are often the things that fail. And the best stuff is the spontaneous stuff that you don't even know is going to come out of you or already the other person. And it taught me to listen. It taught me to be up there and not try to work for the next moment, just allow it to happen. It's the connection between each other that's important, not the words often, and to allow the spontaneity of the moment to bring something out of that you don't expect to happen. It also taught me a lot about what works in a scene and what doesn't. There's that stuff about improv, follow the fun, follow the laughter, but an audience is going to tell you what's working and what's not. So if you get up on stage over and over again and you just learn about scene work, you learn about making choices as a character, So I think all of the storytelling as a writer, and also when you do film as an actor, you're also a storyteller because you have to create arcs, you do that whole, and so that all was benefited from improv, but also just the spontaneity, the willingness to fail, the ability just to play off your partner and not try to create too much of an idea of what you're going to do. And Jennifer was so fun to play with. There's a fun story. We did a camera test. That's when Noah kind of just gets all of us all in character. And she was sitting in her Beamer. And it was the first time I'd met Jennifer. We were I sat in with her next to her and I was I did some improv. Just as because whenever I'm nervous now, another thing, I'm let me just get into this guy's voice, right? So I said, Mom, I got to get you into a Kia. And she turned to me and said, I want to be found dead in a Kia. And I was like, wow, that quick. Just ready to play And then I was like, oh, we're gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
Like she's just so down to play. She's done a lot of theater. She's just so and there was so much fun with us.
Why they think I'd break the bank for some low-rent skirt my son knocked off.
Mom, that's my wife you're talking about.
You see these two love each other. They fight, but there's also a lot of humor.
Are you crying?
No. As actors we're playing, which is gonna come through, even like the characters aren't feeling it. We're gonna like there's a lot of trust and love between Jennifer and I, so that kind of comes through in the character, even when I'm getting slapped around by by Mr. Dave Foley, on her behalf.
I'm flattered. But if you try to touch me right now, I'm gonna have to tase you.
Message received.